Good morning, Silaholics. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yes, I am live right now. I know. It's not May. So I know some people are going to come on here and say, it's not May. I know that. But need to get this done. It's Zion Imani's birthday. And yeah, the way that it's been going with me trying to pre-record videos, had a busy weekend, putting up a trampoline, didn't get a chance to do that. So I figured I would come live to do this tutorial in doing this one so that we keep it nice and short and simple and not too long. I will not be answering too many questions. I'll probably, especially if it's something that I've answered in the video. If you happen to join late and you missed it, you will have to watch the playback. And I know if you're joining late, you're not hearing this part. But hopefully this part will explain why, if you post a question on the live, why it wasn't answered. So I'm going to try my best to keep this really kind of short and simple, as if I did do it as a pre-recorded. But this way I know that my audio isn't messed up and I don't go through recording and then have to redo it all over again. So we are going to jump into this and show you guys how to do custom numbers. Now, I will say this. If you are watching over on Facebook, in the link of the video, like in the description, there is a link to the YouTube channel. I am broadcasting this live right now over on Facebook, but I will not remain on Facebook because I want you guys to get used to going over to YouTube for live tutorials. I will not be doing them on Facebook once I do come back fully. So this is also a way to kind of ease you guys into that. I will not be doing live videos over on Facebook all too often. They'll be over on YouTube, and I'll eventually post the playback over on Facebook. But make sure that you guys head over to YouTube right now. I see about 45 of you guys watching on Facebook. Click that link. I'm going to also put it in the comments. So click on the link to watch live. Okay. I am leaving the Facebook broadcast in just a moment. So make sure that you guys come over there to watch as well, because I will be ending the broadcast over on Facebook pretty soon here. So at about 3.5 minutes, I'm going to end the live broadcast over on Facebook, and you will have to come over to YouTube to watch it. Okay. So good morning. While I wait for the 3.5 minutes. Hello. Hey, finding her way. Hey, Charlie. Good morning. All about beauty. Good morning. Nubian Magnolia Thompson, good morning. Miss Cindy Shep, good morning. Lorraine Williams, good morning. Sandra Burrell, good morning. Shavika Boston, Miss Sonia, Mel, good morning. Karen, good morning. Nadine, good morning. Paradise of Pugs. Ooh, pugs are so freaking cute. Good morning. All right, guys, make sure that you guys head over to YouTube, because I will be ending this live broadcast over on Facebook very, very shortly. Actually, I'm past it. We are now almost at 4 minutes. So right at 4 minutes, I'm going to end the broadcast. If you guys want to see how to do this, be sure to come over to the YouTube channel. The link is in the description. It's also in the comments. All right. So I will see you guys over there later, Facebook. All right. Hello again over here on YouTube. All right. So we're going to give those people who are trying to come over just a little bit of time to get over here. So around 5 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and get started. And I can also put that in my timestamp that we started at around 5 o'clock. Good morning. Yes, please make sure that you guys hit the like button. And if you aren't subscribed, hit subscribe as well. Okay, let's go ahead. Good morning, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and flip over to this screen so that we're here and ready to go once we get to 5 minutes. All right. All right, we're at 5 minutes. So we are going to I'm going to give you guys pretty much a full tutorial on how to add pictures to numbers and text in Silhouette Studio. It actually is a really easy and simple process. The hardest thing about this is going to really be choosing the right picture. You will see a lot of tutorials and they'll show you how to kind of get it in there. But in order to make it fit, they're stretching the image out all the place and their faces can look distorted. And I'm sorry, as a parent, if this is my child's, like, this is a defining moment in just life. And, and young adulthood is graduating from high school. It drives me nuts to see people go and stretch pictures to where someone's face now seems either wider or more slender, and you're not giving the true essence of that graduate in one of the most important moments of their life. That drives me absolutely insane. And as a parent, if I was going to someone, I wouldn't want someone to stretch my picture. So I want you guys to make sure that when you are doing these, you are asking your clients for more than one picture, for a few pictures. You do not have to use them all. I think that is one of the biggest mistakes when it comes to doing this is you're trying to use every single picture that a client gives to you. And you want to have more pictures because certain fonts are shaped differently. The way the picture is oriented, it might not fit in certain letters or numbers. Their faces might get cut off, and things like that. So you want to have options so that you can make it fit depending on what font you're using, the size of the picture. If the picture they sent you is more landscape than it is portrait, you might be limited and things like that. So be very mindful of that and try to get multiple images from your clients so that you can kind of finesse it and also, try it with a couple different fonts. One particular font may not work for all of the pictures. So that's a little disclaimer right there in how to, just arrange your pictures. All right. Okay, so we are going to hop on over here to our design page. And I've actually already kind of done some, but I'm going to move over here. Y'all know, even though my design page is here, I don't like designing on any of that. You go over to that part and you size it up based off of what size printable vinyl you're going to use, what size sublimation paper you're going to use, and things like that, labels, stickers. I typically tend to design outside of that little box. All right. So what we're going to do is start out by typing out our text. You're going to start with the A on the left-hand side. Click anywhere on your screen. You're going to get the flashing blue line and you're going to type out your text. So in this case, 2021. I'm going to click off, click on the number, grab one of the white nodes and make it bigger. You're then going to go to the A on the right-hand side, and you're going to choose your font. Bigger fonts work, like nice, thick, chunky fonts work for this. Just because they're graduating high school or college or anything like that does not mean that you have to use one of like the collegiate ones or varsity. We're going to go to varsity team. So there's one that's like that. You don't have to necessarily use these because it may not work for your picture. Like the shape of the numbers just might not work. You may want to use, let's see, which one is this? I mean, that's a pretty okay one. You have impact. Closest is one of mine, but that one is kind of thin. But most times people are using some sort of college or collegiate font. College, see, that one's very narrow. This would not be a good one to use because the lines and the spaces on this is very narrow. So we're going to go with collegiate black. All right. And now that you have this here, you're going to right click and choose ungroup. Okay. Let's just make this a little bit bigger so you guys can see. So there are two ways that you can, well, yeah. So as far as bringing it in, two ways that you can bring it in. You can go to File, Merge. And I created a folder just for this. So I already had all of my pictures. I didn't have to search for them. Where did I put it though? Okay. Oh, wait, it's under Academy. There we go. Grad pictures. All right. Right click, view, and extra large icon so that I can see. So I'm just going to bring in this one. Once you bring it in, it's just going to be a picture here off to the side. So that's a way to bring that in. You're going to go File, Merge, and it'll bring it in right where you're designing. If you go File, Open, you'll have to copy or cut it and then paste it over here. So again, that's File, Merge. Another way that you can bring this in would be to go to that folder. Uh-oh, 1 second. All right, there we go. So we're going to open that up on the screen. We're going to open this up. I'm going to change my view to large icons. And you can take a picture from here, left click on it, drag it down over to Silhouette Studio, and it will be there. The other way of doing it, let's say that you happen to be on another page. If all you have to do is click on it, come down to like down here, come up, bring it to where the Silhouette Studio icon is. It's going to flash Silhouette Studio. You come, drop it there. Okay. So that's another way to bring in an image. And this will bring it in as the full image, and you can size it down before you crop. The other way to bring this in and put it right into the picture is to make sure that you have the picture saved on your computer. You cannot do this with an image from the internet. You would have to copy that one. But if it's on your computer, you are going to find an image and you're going to drag it down and bring it to one of the numbers. And it will snap into that number. All right, so we're going to take this one and come down and see it will snap into that number. All right, so that's another way to bring in your images. But when your images are here, for me, I feel like it takes a little bit more to like figure out where it should go and where it's going to be ideal. When you bring them in and drop them right into the numbers, you're going to go up to the color palette on the right-hand side. You're then going to go to the last icon, which is your pattern fill. If it shows that it is, well, let's click on it first. If it shows that it is stretched, you want to change it to maintain aspect ratio. From here, you can use the pan function. That's going to turn, what's going to turn? So it's going to give you this white circle with a cross in the middle, and you're going to move that around. Oops. Once you let it go, though, it is gone. So you have to go back over here and hit pan. It'll come back up in the center again, and you're going to move this around. So see with this one, if I bring her over here, I have all of this extra. I'm going to lose the back side of this. I'm going to have all this extra picture. If you want this image to be slightly bigger, you can go to scale, and you're going to scale this up, pan it, and then move it around. So we might be okay with losing part of her face right there and just placing that here. So you're not going to ever be able to keep the entire image. I feel like a lot of people get very, very frustrated when it comes to doing this because they're trying to figure out I want the whole picture. How could I get the whole picture? And they're trying to figure out how to stretch it and maneuver it to do that. Again, if the picture is more portrait than landscape or landscape than portrait and your number is a certain orientation, you're not going to be able to get the entire picture in there. The only way that you would do that is, again, to make it, to distort it and make it disproportional. So you're just going to move it around and find the best placement for what, to where it just looks good. For one like this, no matter where I move it to, like the picture's going to start to repeat. And then this looks kind of weird because it's like his head is here and then his body is over here. You can flip it. So if we go up here to mirror pattern and we go flip it horizontally, it's going to go to the other side. I can pan this. And then what I'm also going to do is scale it up some and then pan it again, maybe bring it down. Again, I'm going to lose part of his face, but hey, that's the nature of doing this. On this one, let's go ahead and scale it up so I can fit this image in here a little bit better. All right. I'm going to bring this down so that I can fully show you how to do this if you are sizing your pictures. And just so that this one has another image in it, let's see, we have two guys. Let's add a girl to this one. Let's see if this one will work. All right, so we'll put her there. All right, so that is dropping the images all into the text. So that's how you'll do that, okay? Now, if you are, and maybe I should have used the same images to kind of show the difference. Maybe I'll use one of these. Let's bring it back in. Let's bring in this image and let's bring in this image. Let's go here. And this one is long. So let's use this one as well. Oh my God, it is huge. All right. So let's scale this down. Okay. So the other way to do this, and this is a way that I prefer to really design these because I get to kind of see it before I crop it down. We're going to get rid of this for a moment. I'm going to select all of my images and I'm going to right click and send to the back. All right, click off. We're going to bring her same image over here. Like we did with the 0, and we're going to shrink it down. And I can now pull this around and see where I want it to be before I even crop it. What I'm looking for is making sure that my image fully covers the number. So if I were to crop this, my number is going to become shorter because I'm missing this little piece. Can y'all see that break right there? So you have to make sure that your image at least comes right to the edge, okay? If I want to maybe shrink this down a little bit more, bring her up some so it's not cutting off so much of her face. And let's see. So again, this just allows you to see the placement before it's cropped down. Then you're going to drag and select the image and the letter or number. You're going to come over to modify. And you're going to choose crop. And that's just going to be in there now. Okay. Now let's just do this with a few other pictures. So this picture I chose because this may be a situation that you have where they give you an image that is landscape, but the orientation of these numbers are more so portrait, meaning they are longer than they are wider. So we're going to scale this up. And by doing it this way, this also allows you to try or to look at the picture on different numbers, and you're not committed to just dropping it into a number and it doesn't work, or into a letter and it doesn't work. So we're going to pull this here. You can see I'm going to lose a lot of her face here. If I pull this over right to where the picture is to the edge of the number, this will be pretty good right here. I'm going to lose, her head is going to be right at her eye. I'm going to lose all of this, but this particular position would work. Okay. Or we can bring this over here. I think this image may work better in the number 1 so that I'm not losing so much of the image. So you'll have to figure out which way will work best. Or you can right click and flip it horizontally and see if it's going to work better on the other side. This particular image would not work great, kind of going this way. Well, let's see, might be able to bring her over. Yeah, we won't lose so much of her eye if we flip her this way. I'm going to make a duplicate so that I can put her in both. So we're going to right click and crop. Okay. If we put her in the 1, let's send it to the back. Okay. And I'm going to make another duplicate. I'm just going to use her picture several times in this and crop. Let's flip it and place it here. Send it to the back and figure out where that placement was over here. Nope, I don't think. Did we ever figure out a good place for it over here? Oh, right to the edge. Okay. All right, so now select this and crop. So you can see how she looks like, just the image itself looks different in all the numbers. So here you see more of her eye. You don't have this kind of weird cutoff right here at the eye. So it may have been better to just flip it. And then you really get to see all of her face in this particular number. So you want to try the images out in different numbers because certain images may work better in other ones. Okay. All right, now we're going to, let's see, I like this one. So we're going to take the color out of this and just add the 2 guys to this one. Oops, let's go to, there we go. All right, we're going to place this one. See, if I make it smaller, trying to fit his entire body, I'm going to cut off his glasses. And there's no way for me to move this over. Some people would go like this and then try to stretch it to fit. For me, that's a no-no. I just don't. Now, if you are okay with that and you are comfortable with doing that, stretching it to get it to fit the entire image, by all means, go ahead and do that. But for me, I'm just going to go copy and I'm going to go undo. To me, you are really changing just the look of his face by doing that. This is the original. And this is the one where you stretched it to make it fit in the number. Some people may not mind. I'm that mama or I'm that person where I would definitely mind. But again, that is personal preference, and that is up to you in how you choose to stretch it or make it fit. So I'm going to just pull this back right here. I'm going to make it slightly bigger. And then drag and select both, modify, and then crop. All right. And let's bring this one here. Stretch it. And when I say stretch it for this one, I'm not pulling here and distorting the image. You can size it, but you want to size from one of the corner points so that it sizes proportionately. Okay. Drag and select and crop. And now you have your pictures inside of your text. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and just jazz it up a little bit for you. If you want to put an outline around it, you would then select your text. You can leave them ungrouped or you can group them together. That's up to you. Just grouping them together will just make it where you won't move one on accident. So you can group it or not group it. There is no right or wrong when it comes to that. We're going to go down here right up under modify to the offset panel. And you're going to choose offset. You can have it rounded or you can have it with a sharp corner if your text has a sharp corner. You can change the distance. That is up to you in how big or small you want that. Right, you're doing more of like an eyeball and kind of looking at it because this number will differ depending on how big or small your original images, like your original fill text or numbers is. So you're just trying to look at it and get a feel for it. If you wanted them to connect, you're looking for, and I can't zoom in. Well, let's cancel so I can zoom in. You're looking for the offset to cross over each other in order to get a good weld, for it to be all as one. So you can go up and then bring it back down to where it just barely crosses over. And then we hit apply and you see there's no gaps in between. And then you can fill that with color. I like to remove the line color once I have things filled with color. And you have your outline around it. Okay. If you want to create the double outline that I have here, there are fonts that have that, but it can be a lot if you don't know how to use Silhouette Studio and how to separate those numbers or those fonts that are already like that. But you can create your own offset like that as well. We're going to click on the offset that we made and we're going to go offset. And this one can be a small gap, a big gap. That first offset determines how much space is going to be between the frame part and the original image or offset. All right. And then we're going to hit apply and we're going to go offset again. Now this determines how thick that line is. So if I go a little bit bigger and apply, I'm going to make these two different colors for the sake of this tutorial, but you do not have to make them colors first, okay? I'm just doing this so that you can see. I'm going to select the blue and the green, okay? And then you're going to right click and make it a compound path. And then of course, I like to take the line color off And now you have that outline that is around it. Okay. If we were to do this with the straight edge, so we're going to go offset. I'm going to go to corner, and let's leave that kind of small. So apply. So they all have an individual box. I group those together. I use my keyboard shortcut Control G, Command G on a Mac, or you can come up here to this icon, which is grouping, or you can right click and choose group. I'm going to select them and turn the line colors off again. Okay, so now I group that outside one because I want to make sure that I click on it, offset. Okay, so that's my gap. I'm going to go just a little bit higher on that so that they cross over. Okay, and then hit apply, and then I'm going to go offset again and make this a little bit wider. Apply. I'm going to drag and select the top one and the bottom one, right click, and make it a compound path. It's going to look like nothing changed, but once I add color to that, you see the outline. The other reason why I like to have this part grouped to where I can change the color just once, like just click on one and change the color. I like to have that group. But if you are going to be doing a lot of graduation designs and you're going to be bringing a lot of different pictures for different clients, with these not being grouped together, you can easily go in and change them. You can create yourself a template. So even before you bring in any pictures, if you were to just make this, let's just say gray. Gray is normally always kind of like my placeholder color. So we have that, right? You can go in, so they come in and say their school colors are, well, let's go red and black. You can start to pull those colors in already. And then for your pictures, what I also like to do is if you, so let's say you kind of come here, we're going to click on our images, our numbers, and I'm going to take my transparency. And no, let's not do that one. Let's just leave it up for now. I'm going to take my picture and make it larger. I'm going to hold down Shift and click on my number and bring it to the front. Okay. So now my number, no color. Oh, but we need to put the line color so that we can see where it goes. And we're going to position our picture. Hold down Shift, select the corner, like make sure you're on the line, and then right click. I'm sorry, not right click. We're going to go over to modify and crop. And so see, I'm able to just bring the pictures in. Now, another way that you can do this, if you have designer edition or above, if you have designer edition or above, there is this amazing tool called the properties dropper. This picture is very small. It's over here in the corner. When you have a template, you know, I saw how before I had to go in, remove the color, add the line color back because I needed to see it. If you have designer edition or above, you're going to click on the number that you want to add it to. You're going to come over here to the properties dropper, which is the one right here. Or you can hit I on your keyboard and you see that one lit up. You're going to hover over the picture that you want to fill in. And it's going to fill that in for you. You would then repeat the same thing that we did in the first one. And you're going to, oops, wrong one, pattern. And we're going, so this one is stretched. We can go maintain. and I'm going to scale it up. I can pan it around. I can flip it. Okay. So let's do that one again. I guess I put 3 steps and I meant to put 3 ways because it's the drag and drop, the crop, and then the properties dropper. I didn't mean to put 3 easy steps. I meant to put 3 ways. I'm sorry, y'all. Please forgive me. And then we're going to go again. Look, I don't even need to see this picture. Y'all see it's up there, right? I can barely even see it. But if I knew I brought in like 4 pictures, they needed to go somewhere, I'm not even going to go up there. I'm going to click on the properties dropper. And I'm going to click on the image right here. See, it's stretched. Uh-oh, undo. It is stretched. I'm going to go to maintain aspect ratio. And then go to pan and move this around. It is too big for here. So we're going to, not too big. It's too small. So we're going to scale this up and then pan it. So that is another way to bring in the images or how to add them to your text. So those are 3 different ways, depending on what you are most comfortable with. There are the 3 ways that you can bring in those images and add them to your text. Okay. Thank you so much. Was it Sabin? Says, thank you so much for the super chat, the $5 super chat. I really, really do appreciate it. Thank you so very much for that. Thank you. Thank you. All right. And let's just do one more this way. Did I bring in another picture? I did not. But I'm going to show you that it doesn't even matter where the picture is. So I'm going to click on this one, right? We're going to click on this image right here. We're going to go to our properties dropper and I'm going to click right there. Guess what? That picture still goes in there when you're using the properties dropper. If you guys don't have designer edition or business edition, I highly recommend that you get that. In the description of this video is a direct link. It is to Swing Designs. It's an affiliate link. You will be showing support to this channel and support to, the professor by clicking on that link to purchase your upgrade. So be sure to use the link in the description to get your designer edition or business edition. Business edition is the highest upgrade that there is, and it has all of the different features on it. So I recommend going to that one. It is $60 on Swing Design. Sometimes you can catch it on sale depending on when you are watching this video. So click on that link to see if it is on sale for less than $60. But $60 is still a great deal for the business edition compared to just getting it direct from Silhouette Studio, which it retails for $99. And that one that's for $60 is if you're going from the free basic version up to business edition. If you already have designer and you want to go to business, you have to get that. It's like a patch. It's a tiered one. It will say designer to business. So you don't get that one that's $60. You're going to save yourself a little bit of money because you already have the prerequisite. But you can go straight from free to business. And you don't have to have a business. You don't have to have a machine. The program itself is it's not dependent on the machine. You can download it for free. You can get the upgrades. You will have to create an account with Silhouette America, but you do not have to have a machine and you do not have to have a business to get business edition. Business edition just allows you to unlock more features. Okay. So let's finish this off. I'm going to answer 3 questions. If you guys have any questions, Go ahead and post them. I'm going to scan through them. I will answer 3 questions and then we will wrap this up. So let's go pan and bring her in here. Oh, first, let's not stretch her, but let's scale her. Pan, bring this up. And there we go. All right. And then what you do with this afterwards is up to you. So I'm going to just select this and let's group everything together, remove the line color, and let's shrink this down. We're going to select this one, group it together. Bring that down, and you can scale this up as big or as small as you would like for whatever project you are using it for. Okay. I just joined your boot camp and I'm loving it. Hey, I didn't. Oh, wait. Hey, I didn't join. Wait. To catch lives. Oh, the live classes. Oh, yeah. So the live classes. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Thank you. Appreciate the support. Appreciate the love. Can you crop several pictures in one number? You can, but that is more of like, this is a basic way to kind of do it. When you're trying to do two pictures or more than one picture in there, it can be a bit more of like a more advanced. So it's not like super advanced, but it takes a little getting used to do that. All right, I'm going to increase this and I'm just going to work with one number. I'm not going to do all of it. So I'm going to ungroup and we're going to do one number. Oh, looks like someone else had that same question. All right. We're going to bring this over here. Let's go no fill, and I'm going to add my line color back. And let's bring in 2 pictures. So let's bring in, let's say this one, and let's bring in this one. It becomes a lot harder to know where to position these once you're bringing in 2 images. All right, we're going to again right click and send it to the back. We're going to place this one. And I'm going to bring this one. I'm going to click on her and send her to the back because she has a lot of dead space down here so that we have more room for his picture. And we're going to stretch that bigger. Let's flip him horizontally on that side. So we're going to lose most of the basketball, but that is fine. We'll lose the top of it. So let's say we want that there. What you will need to do, y'all ready? You're going to click on your number, just your number, all right? And I know I have my number because of the way my box is. So I want to click on just my number. And make sure your mouse or like the little pointer is right over the number. You're going to right click and copy. Right click and copy. Then you're going to select one of the images. And you're going to go modify, crop. It's going to somewhat fill it up, but it is cut off because that's not the whole number. Then I'm going to go right click, paste in front. All right. All I did was paste that number, and you can see right here, because that didn't go. Remember, I talked about in the beginning about making sure your picture completely covers it. That's because, see, this number comes way down here. If my original picture doesn't come down, I have a gap. But in this case, we're not worried about that gap because we're going to put another picture. So even though his picture is behind hers, that's fine. You're going to select, let's move this over some because it's not going to line up because it's a little bit off. We're going to select the image and the number of the text. Because this one, of course, is up here, I can just drag and select. Or if you're more comfortable with selecting the image, holding down Shift and clicking, you can do that as well. That is a personal preference. There is no right or wrong way to select multiple items. I go and I flip-flop back and forth between dragging and holding down Shift and clicking. There is no one way to do that. All right. And we're going to go crop. Now, I don't want, actually, you know what? Let's do this. I'm going to undo. I messed that up because there is a certain place that I wanted this one to go. Where his head is where I want the picture, right? So let's say about right here. I'm going to bring this picture right here down to right up under where, like the edge of it. I'm going to bring that right here, okay? I'm going to drag and select, and I'm going to crop. He's way down here, but we have the power of panning. I want the image. So when you're positioning it, you want to make sure that the edge of your picture is where you want that separation. Because before that, like if I just went off the top of the picture, it cut off too much of her image. So I want the edge of the picture exactly where I want it to land, okay? Then we're going to go over here to pan. Oops, wrong one. Let's go to patterns and go to pan and bring this one up. So now I have that edge there, but I'm basically cropping out, in a sense, the rest of that and bringing him up to here. I can even scale that if I wanted it to be bigger. I can pan it again, get more of the picture, less of the ball. So that's how you would do two. And for this, you do want to group this together so that they do not shift. And that way, once you put an offset on it, it's not going to move anywhere. Or if you have to like move anything around, it's not going to move because there are two separate pictures. So those you definitely want to group like in that one number. And let's go ahead, add a little bit of an offset here, and then add color. There we go. So now we have two images in one number or letter. Okay. Thanks. I learned some new stuff. I have business edition and didn't know about a few things you did. Thank you so much for the super chat, Danny. Appreciate the love. All right, let's see. Any other questions? Well, it says full of sugar, Miss Deidre. I see your question. There is a video on that. It is on my YouTube channel that has been up there for a while. Go check that video out. Just type in Silaholics Anonymous, add patterns. And that video, it's a quick tutorial. That video is available on my YouTube channel. Go check that out. Okay. All right. Any other questions on how to add pictures to text? Truly, Sharon, I mentioned the font in the beginning of this. So if you missed it, you'll have to watch the beginning of this. But it's like you can use any font. This one is a collegiate font. So you'll have to go and search for like different places for the font, but you can use any font. Okay. Yes, this will be available immediately after I am done. You'll be able to go back and watch it from the beginning. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. There we go. So yes, you can definitely use this in any type of design that you're doing. You are able to do this for yard signs. You are able to utilize this technique if you want to put custom filled text on a graduation stole. If you want to make like the fans and you want it to be, let's say, class of 2021, and you want to have multiple pictures, you can make this into a graduation fan. You can do, like I said, a yard sign, a graduation stole. You can make it for a grad cap topper, a keychain. This is just the base design. What you do with it is totally and completely up to you. You can do this for sublimation. You can use this for printable vinyl. You can use this for stickers, labels. You can put this on a chip bag, Capri Sun label, water bottle labels. You are not limited. And that's the thing. When you're doing all of these other type of items, the design part of it is, okay, you got to get the design part. Once you do this, the hard part is done. Now you're going to add like backgrounds and other complementary text to it, and you can use this for different things. You just have to resize it for whatever you decide to put it on. So yes, you definitely can use this for yard signs and things like that. Yep, see, you can definitely use it for t-shirts as well. What silhouette do I use as far as the machine or the program? You are very welcome. Thank you so much for the super chat, Donna. Really, really, really do appreciate it. Thank you guys for all the love. If you don't know, that you can hit that $ at the bottom of the comments if you would like to just go ahead and say thank you by leaving a super chat. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. It's not required. These are free tutorials, but I thank you guys for showing your love and appreciation for these tutorials. All right. So as far as the machine, I have all four. I have three original cameos, a cameo 2, a cameo 3, and a cameo 4. My originals and my 2 are my favorite ones. When I'm being lazy and I don't feel like having the cord go across my office, I'll use the 4, but it's not my favorite. My original and my cameo 2 are my favorites. Okay. All right, guys. So if there are no other questions, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up because I actually did answer more than 3 questions. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this up so that we don't reach an hour for this and people think that it takes an hour to do this. I know some people, they get discouraged and they look past my videos because they feel like they might be too long. But I like to give you guys all of the tools and steps and techniques. And I'm so mad at myself. I wrote 3 easy steps and it's supposed to be 3 easy ways, but that's okay. All right. So I shall talk to you guys later. This was wonderful for me because I have not been live and I miss teaching this way. I know y'all have missed it too. So I am going to jump off of here. Thank you guys so very much for watching. Also go and click on share at the bottom and share it to Facebook, share it to a group. We are in the midst of graduation season right now, and a lot of people can benefit from this, even if they are a Cricut user. And speaking of Cricut users, if you are a Cricut user and you really want to learn Silhouette Studio and make it a little bit easier, I have a live class on the 24th of April, meaning this Saturday. It is the Cricut DS to Silhouette Studio Essentials to Crossover. So I'm going to be showing you how to, like, the things that you would normally do in Cricut Design Space, how you would do how you would do that in Silhouette Studio. So we're going to be doing a couple different projects within that and just kind of showing you about like slice and things like that, how to design certain things that you would design in Cricut Design Space, and how to translate that over to Silhouette Studio. So it's just it's going to be a few different design projects that we're going to do. So I recommend this one. Again, it is on the 24th at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is a live class, but you will have unlimited access to the playback to go back and watch it as much as you need. With this is just for a few different design projects. But if you really want the ultimate reference guide for Silhouette Studio, I recommend that you sign up for, which it's on a couple, we're going to actually, I'm working on changing this also. But it is on page 2, I believe. Yes, Essentials to Silhouette Studio. I'm going to go ahead and copy this and drop this in the comments. All right, this is your ultimate reference guide for Silhouette Studio. This is your ultimate reference guide. Even if you feel like you know it, because it is broken down and it breaks down everything for you, all of like the major tools within Silhouette Studio. So you definitely want to, have that in your back pocket. This is something that you definitely need to keep and have as a reference to Silhouette Studio that you can go back to and really see how those tools and functions work. Okay. So I recommend that. And then also, if you guys don't know, we do sell sublimation ink, sublimation paper, pigment ink. So if you are doing the printable shirts for this, pigment ink does not bleed. So it is the best option for printables, because when you wash it, the color will look the same as the day that you pressed it, because pigment ink is waterproof and you can put it in your Epson printers. Now, if you are an HP user, most of the Office Jets are pigment inks and you will be okay. You cannot put our ink in the HPs, but they are for Epson. They work great for Epson printers. So you have your pigment ink, and we have a lot of other great resources on our our shop website. We are still working on the Silaholics Anonymous website, where you guys will have quick tutorials and like blog posts and things like that, like visuals and written tutorials. I am still working on that, so we will have that soon. But for now, you can visit shop.silaholicsAnonymous.com. There are templates and things like that on there. You can set up your one-on-one sessions, get your sublimation ink, your Change the Game sublimation paper that allows you to sublimate as low as 365 degrees and as fast as 30 seconds. So be sure to visit our site. The link for that is also in the description. Okay. Yes, I do sell sublimation ink and that Change the Game paper. Okay. Do you need business edition? No, you don't. Everything that I did here when I was designing this, you were able to do in the free version up until I got to that last part where I used the properties dropper. For that one, you do have to have designer or business edition. Okay. So, thank you for that, Truly Sharon. Yes, we sell pigment ink, sublimation ink, and paper. This is a bit of a delay for on my end. All right. So until next time, guys, don't forget. Well, until next time, you don't have to be a stranger. Make sure that you subscribe. Leave some comments on some videos. Let me know that you watch them. So leave a comment when you're watching it. Just leave a thumbs up. And subscribe to Silaholics Anonymous as well as Honestly Speaking. Like and follow over on Facebook. I have a Clubhouse, trying to be more active in that one. Crafty Boss Say What. So be sure to follow me on all social media platforms. All right, guys. Until next time, have a great one. Peace.